So this piece, now that it's all stitched together, is longer than the table. But not by much. So we're going to start at this end. I'm going to measure out the pleats and mark them with chalk. Where'd my chalk go? There's my chalk. I'm going to mark them with chalk, and we're going to pin them at every fold. Pin the top and bottom, and then one in the middle. Start at this end and work our way down. So the first one is going to be 6 inches, first mark. So there's your 6. That's going to be the outside first fold. We'll go another 3 to 9 inches. That's going to be the inside of the next fold, or the inside of the fold. 6, 3. 9 and 6 is 15. 3 is 18. 6, 24, 27. Right there, just this side of the seam. It just keeps going like that all the way along. 6, 3, 6, 3, 6, 3. I'll show you why you do that. Show you it with 1. That 6 is the outside of a fold. That 3 is the inside of a fold. So we fold it over on that chalk mark, top and bottom. That's where it gets pinned. Next one, same thing. Top and bottom. And that's where it gets pinned. That'll make our pleat all the way along. And once I get it all laid out and pinned, bring it back and show you the next step. Right, so we got this all folded up and pinned with all the pleats. Now leaving the 1/2 inch extra on the front of the yoke. You can see that the length, measure that out there, that the length actually lines up with the yoke. So that will all stitch on properly. But we got to do a couple of things first. First, we got to stitch along each of these folds, just on the outside. The inside folds don't matter. The ones that you can't see it, it don't matter. But we can stitch along all of these edges. For that purpose, we pinned in a little bit so we can fold that out enough to get it under the sewing machine. After that, you got to leave it pinned. You got to stitch along here, either stitch or serge along here. I'm probably going to serge it to make this into a single unit. Like put it all together so it's held pleated. So I'll do the first pleat, then I'll show you that. Then I'll bring it over and set up on the serger and do that part. And I'll show you when it's done. So I'll show you this first pleat. Okay, just from the side, because of the side I'm working on, the bottom up there, the top up here. But for right now, it's face down so that when I flip one out, I can just have the pleat out. Then the next one, then the next one, then the next one, and it's just going to be a process of repetition. Having it coming up face up like this, it also allows that the green stitching is going to be visible. Whereas on the inside of the pleat, in here, that's where the black bobbin thread is going to be. And we're not doing a full 1/4 inch, we're doing an 1/8. it as close to the edge as possible. So there's a little hole there that I can line up with that marks an eighth. Keeping that line straight is not difficult. It's a nice, easy fold. Get to the top, back stitch it. Let's lay it out on a table and show you what it looks like. Okay, so you can see that one nice, clean, pretty stitch row right there. So that's going to be repeated on each one of these. It'll make it less poofy and floppy and a little more rigid for how it sits. Again, the inside folds don't matter. You can't see them. They don't need to look pretty. So do that on the rest of these, and I'll bring you over to the serger and show you how to put it all together. So we now have all of these pleats stitched in, so they're going to be a more rigid corner. One thing I'll point out, you remember that seam we had to put in where I had to connect the two pieces together to make it long enough? You notice you can't see it at all here. You can only see it from the inside. It's actually under this pleat, way inside near the corner. So it's as out of the way as we can put it. Now I'm going to serge the top edge. Shut this down. Off and off and off. Should save on some electricity. Keep any breakers from popping. Turn that one on. Turn that one on. Takes that long to come up. So we put it back here. Get you where you can see stuff, sort of. And kind of show you what I'm doing. Dragging the stool across first. The reason we have it pinned is in case there's any inconsistencies in the line of the top edge, you know, we can pull it up and pin it so it stays together. Get that under there to start it. We don't want it to stretch. We do, however, want all of these layers to lay straight, to not bunch up or make a mess. Line everything up, push it all flat. A little bit at a time. All those corners lay flat when they're being stitched in. This one wants to jump up a little bit, so I'll hold it down some. There. And just keep along like that, a little bit at a time. Keeping everything straight and level and even. So these won't come apart, so hold them all together. Again, the pedal isn't an on-off switch. It's like a gas pedal on a car. You want to go slow, you only push it down a little bit. You want to go fast, you push it down a lot. So you do have that amount of control and that kind of control. For some reason, some people don't get that. trying to teach other people to sew, they think on, off. No, not like the pedal on a, let's say a tattoo gun. Tattoo gun, you hit the pedal, it's on. You let go of the pedal, it's off. And that's all well and good, but you have no speed control. And you don't need the speed control on tattoo gun, it's just either running or it isn't. On a sewing machine of any description, you need to control your speed. So you want to be able to go slow, like that. You want to just get things done with, over with. You want to be able to go faster, like that. So there we go. Let's get all the pins out of this, show you what it looks like. All right, so we have a completed, nice, clean, even, straight lines, pleated, measures up properly, fall for a kilt. And now that I got this done, I got to do it 5 more times. Just for these first 3 kilts. I'll start recording again once I've gotten those done so I can show you the next step. And, you know, that might not be tomorrow, but you'll get it the next day. The amount of recording I do in a day, I'm recording, probably editing anywhere up to 3 or 4 videos a day. I put them on the computer and record them. Sometimes I'm not recording at all while I'm catching up on the next step of the project. And all in all, you know, it's between 3 and 4 weeks from when I'm recording to when you get the video. So keep that in mind. Okay, talk to you next time. It took way too long. But we have all 6 of the falls pleated. Had one all laid out nice for you, the other one... Anyway, next step, I'm going to attach yokes. So, when I hemmed this, I hemmed the front edge and the side because they both... Front edge and the side because they both need to be done. So I'm going to have to hem the front of the yoke on each one before I attach them. I'll show you doing one, and then I'll do the other 5. And then I'll show you attaching one, and then I'll do the other 5. We'll see where we are at the end of that.